So we are going to analyze very briefly Act 2, Scene 9. This is the secondary plot in Belmont. The Prince of Aragon is going to try his luck in the lottery casket and see if he can win Portia's hand in marriage. Yes, so we're going to listen to it and then we're going to analyze it together. Okay. Here we go.
Enter Nerissa with a servitor.
Quick, quick, I pray thee.
The curtain straight. The Prince of Aragon hath ta'en his oath, and comes to his election presently.
So here he says, quick, quick, I pray thee, I beg you, draw the curtain straight. What curtain? Well, remember that the lottery casket is, the three caskets are behind a curtain, yes? And she announces that the Prince of Aragon has already taken his oath, because remember that they had to take an oath before participating in this game, that there were certain conditions and consequences that they had to be aware that could happen if they lose in this game. Yes, let us continue a little bit more.
Flourish of cornets. Enter the Prince of Aragon, Portia, and their trains.
Behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. If you choose that wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
I am enjoined by oath to observe 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket 'twas I chose. Next, if I fail of the right casket, never in my life to woo a maid in way of marriage. Lastly, if I do fail in fortune of my choice, immediately to leave you and be gone.
To these injunctions every one doth swear that comes to hazard for my worthless self.
Okay, up to here, let us go back to where we started. She says, Portia, behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. So she is showing the 3 caskets to the prince. If you choose that wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. So if you choose, remember that how would the winner realize that they have won, or that they have chosen the right casket? Well, it would be if they would find a portrait of Portia's inside the casket. So that's the winner casket. That's why she says, yes, if you choose the one in which I am in, yes, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. So we should get married right away. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately. So she is reminding him the conditions that he has agreed to, yes, that if he fails, cannot talk to her, he has to leave immediately, yes. And he confirms, I am enjoined by oath to observe 3 things. So I have sworn to do 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket it was I chose. So the first thing that he has that he has promised not to do was to never tell to anyone which is the casket that he has chosen. Because imagine that every suitor would go outside telling which is the casket that they have chosen, then the rest of the suitors would have a very simple game ahead of them, yes? Next, if I fail of the right casket, never in my life to woo a maid in way of marriage. So if I don't choose the correct casket, I will not be able to get married with anyone again in my life. We have already discussed that this was one of the consequences, yes, of choosing wrongly. And lastly, if I do fail in fortune of my choice, immediately to leave you and be gone. So the final condition is that if he fails, he has to leave and leave Portia alone. Yes? So these are the conditions to which all suitors agree to. Yes? So now let us see what is it that, what is the Prince of Aragon profile, and what is his final choice. Yes.
And so have I addressed me. Fortune now to my heart's hope. Gold, silver, and base lead.
Notice how he says, he names the three caskets, right? Gold, silver, and base lead. And this is interesting because he is already, let's say, providing some hint as to where he will not choose, because he says gold, silver, and base lead. Yes, like very clearly dismissing lead as if it were of less quality. It is of less quality, but he explicitly says this here. Yes, we continue a bit more.
Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. You shall look fairer ere I give or hazard.
What he is reading is the inscription that the lead casket has. Remember that each casket has an inscription, yes, and a couple of words that introduce, let's say, the content that is inside the casket. And what the lead, what he reads here is, who chooses me must give and hazard all he has, must risk all he has, yes. So he says, ironically, you shall look fairer before I give or hazard. So you don't look really appealing to my eyes, yes? So for me to risk it all for you, yes? So this is interesting because a new theme appears here, which is that of appearance or appearances, yes? What things appear to be and what things are really like. So appearance versus reality. Yes. Let's just continue a little bit more.
What says the golden chest? Let me see. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. What many men desire? That many may be meant by the fool multitude, that choose by show, not learning more than the fond eye doth teach, which prize not to the interior, but, like the martlet, builds in the weather on the outward wall, even in the force and road of casualty. I will not choose what many men desire.
Okay, so he reads the golden one. The golden one says, who chooses me shall gain what many men desire. Yes, and he talks about this saying, what many men desire, that many may be meant, notice the use of alliteration, yes, that many may be meant by the full multitude that choose by show, that choose because of what they see, not learning more than the fond eye does teach, which prize not to the interior, but well, and he continues with a metaphor, but he focuses, it's interesting because he's saying something that he's not doing. He's saying we shouldn't be choosing because of appearances. So I will not choose gold, yes, because I don't want to focus on things, or I don't want to choose something that is only beautiful on the outside, yes. And in fact, he says, if you go to line 30, he says, I will not choose what many men desire, because and he goes on and on. Yes, let's just continue listening a bit more.
Because I will not jump with common spirits and rank me with the barbarous multitudes. Why then, to thee, thou silver treasure house.
So he says, because I will not jump with common spirits and rank me with the barbarous multitudes. So here the Prince of Aragon is showing us an arrogant attitude by saying that he will not choose what many people desire because he's unique. Yes, so he doesn't desire what most people desire. Yes, that's why he says, I will not jump with common spirits. I will not choose what everyone would desire and rank me with the barbarous multitudes. So we believe that the Prince of Aragon is a little bit arrogant here and he feels special. Yes, so he feels like the golden casket is not for him. Let's see what his opinion is about the silver casket. Yes, he said that the lead casket looked too basic for him, and he wouldn't risk all he has for something so pale and so worthless. Yes, he says that he's not going to choose the golden casket because he's unique, and that's what most people would choose, and he is not like most people. And finally, the silver casket. Why then to thee? Yes, so he turns. Yes, why then to thee? Yes, the silver casket. The silver treasure house. Yes, and we will listen to what he says about the silver casket.
Tell me once more what title thou dost bear. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And well said too. For who shall go about to cousin fortune and be honourable without the stamp of merit? Let none presume to wear an undeserved dignity.
Okay, so what the Prince of Aragon has is that he speaks a lot. He says a lot of things about life and nobility, about deserving things, about being special, being unique. Some of the things are very interesting and are very real, but that doesn't mean that he actually fulfills all those things, or that he lives up to the standards that he is preaching about. Okay, so he says, what does the silver casket say? Who chooses me shall get as much as he deserves. And he talks about merit. Yes, because it's not the same winning something because you belong to nobility, yes, than deserving a title. Yes, that not all people that belong to nobility deserve a title. That's the message underneath what he's saying. In fact, he continues with this topic. We're going to go over those lines in a few minutes. Yes, let us listen to them first.
Oh, that estates, degrees, and offices were not derived corruptly, and that clear honour were purchased by the merit of the wearer. How many then should cover that stand bare? How many be commanded that command? How much low peasantry would then be gleaned from the true seed of honour? And how much honour picked from the chaff and ruin of the times to be new varnished? Well, but to my choice.
Okay, so he starts talking, yes. Oh, that states, degrees, and offices were not derived corruptly, and that clear honor were purchased by the merit of the wearer. So here he talks about the different titles, properties, degrees, offices, the hierarchy of beings. He's talking about the ranks, yes. If all of these things were not derived corruptly, were not corrupted, were not given to people in a corrupt way, yes, and that clear honor were purchased by the merit of the wearer, that merit would be the only need for someone to acquire an office, a degree, or a state. Yes, whether you have done enough to deserve a title, a nobility rank, a piece of land, yes. And if that were the case, he says, how many then should cover that stand bare? How many should take out their hats as the hat as a sign of nobility? So how many of these people, if it were by merit, they wouldn't be noble people at all, yes? How many be commanded that command? Yes, how much low peasantry would then be gleaned? Well, and he goes on and on with this preaching, yes, that he's doing, and then suddenly he remembers, yes, this is line 47 towards the middle. He says, well, but to my choice. So he remembers he has the caskets there. Remember that he's making an important choice, because if he makes the wrong choice, then he will not be able to get married again in life. So this is a big choice, okay? So he finally will let us know what he will choose.
Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. I will assume desert. Give me a key for this, and instantly unlock my fortunes here.
So he finally chooses the silver one, okay? So he asks for the key to the silver casket.
He opens the silver casket.
Too long a pause for that which you find there.
What?
So Portia says, too long a pause for that which you find there. So imagine Portia, yes, she's really nervous, really anxious about all of this situation. And the Prince of Aragon, once he has opened the casket, he's taken too long to let everyone know what he has found inside the casket. So Portia says, too long a pause for that which you find there. And the Prince of Aragon will say what he has found.
Here? The portrait of a blinking idiot presenting me a schedule? I will read it. How much unlike art thou to Portia? How much unlike my hopes and my deservings? Who chooseth me shall have as much as he deserves. Did I deserve no more than a fool's head? Is that my...
a fool's head? Okay, so what's here? The portrait of a blinking idiot presenting me a schedule. A schedule is a scroll with a message, yes? I will read it. How much unlike art thou to Portia? So the person in the picture is not like Portia at all. So he has lost, okay? How much unlike my hopes and my deservings. So this is not what I deserve. This is not what I have expected. Who chooses me shall have as much as he deserves. Do I deserve no more than a fool's head? Yes, okay, so this person, this prince who is very arrogant, yes, and of course he has lost, is a little bit bitter, angry, because of what he has found inside the casket and because he knows that he has lost and that now he will have to face the consequences, okay? We're going, there are some lines that I would like to analyze with you. If you go with me to line 76, no, 79, 78, it says, Portia says, thus has the candle singed the moth. Thus has the candle singed the moth. Yes, so this is a metaphor. Why is it a metaphor? Because it's an implicit comparison. Yes, Portia is comparing men to moths. You know what a moth is? Una polilla. Yes. So what happens with moths? They are attracted to light. So when they fly towards a candle, especially during those days that people didn't have electrical light, they had candles, yes, so a moth would fly towards the candle because they were attracted to light, and without realizing that they were too close, they would catch fire, yes. So what she's saying is men are like moths attracted to light, yes, attracted to the caskets, yes, and when they come here they get burned because they don't choose the right casket, okay? And Nerissa says the ancient, and then, sorry, these deliberate fools, when they do choose, they have the wisdom by their wit to lose. So Portia is making or passing judgment about all the suitors that have come up to here because they haven't shown any wisdom when it comes to choosing the correct casket. And Nerissa says the ancient saying is no hearsay. Hanging and wiving goes by destiny. This means that being hanged, yes, and getting married is decided by destiny, yes, and not by ourselves. Come draw the curtain, Nerissa. So they draw the curtain again because there are no more suitors so far, and now the messenger will come and he announces that his master will arrive soon. Yes. And notice what it says. If you go to line 86, a young Venetian, one that comes before to signify the approaching of his lord. So he's talking about a young Venetian. Who do you think this person is? From Venice, a man coming to see if he can take a chance at the lottery casket plot. From who he brings sensible regrets. Regrets means presents. To which, besides comments and courteous breath, gifts of rich value. Yet I have not seen so likely an ambassador of love. Well, this is not important. What is important is that what Portia says later. He says, "No more, I pray thee, I am half a fear that will say anon he is some kin to thee. Thou spend such highway wit in praising him. Come, come, Nerissa, for I long to see quick Cupid's post that comes so mannerly." So this is a rhyming couplet, yes, that she's very eager to see whether this is Bassanio, yes. And Nerissa says, "Bassanio, Lord, love, if thy will it be." So she hopes that this is Bassanio because they have talked about a Venetian young man, but we know that it is him because we know that they are on their way. So this means that there is a literary device at work, which is dramatic irony, which takes place when the audience has more knowledge than the characters on stage. We know that Bassanio is on his way to see Portia, and Portia and Nerissa can only guess, yes, because they had no idea that this was about to happen. Okay, so this was the presentation of Prince of Aragon, and that's it for this video. I hope it was clear, but if not, you know that you can ask as many questions as you wish.